Happy Wednesday, guys. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Thanks for joining Lunchtime Livestream today. All right, we're going to get started here. Once again, thank you for joining us today. And a preamble to a Merry Christmas for everybody out there. And I appreciate you guys joining me. Well, I haven't been real consistent with these lunchtime live streams in the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, something like that. Should this be on the other side? I don't know. Like there. No, I don't know how that's supposed to go. Anyway. But haven't been real consistent with these, but we are going to be doing these. I'm going to be doing a live stream every day between now and Christmas Eve. We're not going to live stream on Christmas Eve, but I will live stream on Christmas morning. And during that time, that is the live stream on Christmas morning when I will be giving away 2 Yaesu radios, an FTM 400 XDR, so the later version, and an FT891 HF radio. Both of these radios are B-stock refurbished radios from Yaesu that were sold by Main Trading Company at a discounted price from the new retail price, of course. And I bought them from Main Trading Company, and they come with a 90-day warranty that you can that you get with the radio. I think you have to register. I haven't registered anything, but you can get a 90. They come with a 90-day warranty, and you can purchase an extended warranty on them if you choose to. That's up to you. So I don't know how much those are. So you can contact Richard at MTC and ask him about that and go from there. So good luck to you guys. I just shared in the chat the link to the giveaway. So go check that out. And good luck to everybody. I think I have about 1,400 people signed up so far. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. The Gigaparts battery box is still on discount, $79 at gigaparts.com. That's $20 off the normal price. You can save an additional 5% off of that $80 price with the coupon code of KC5HWB. I think those will go to the end of the year. I think. Or they may turn it off before that if they run out of stock. I talked to him around Black Friday, and I think they had 500 of them, I think, if I'm thinking correctly. He told me the stock number on several different items, and I want to say he had several hundred of these, 400 or 500 of these, but that was Black Friday about a month ago, and I know they've sold a lot since then. I have no idea how many, but they've sold some. So go check that out, and you guys get that in your inventory if that interests you. And then EcoFlow sent me this information overnight last night. They're running up to a 58% off sale on their website. You can save an additional, hold on, let me see. They gave me and my subscribers an extra discount code, 5% extra discount code of 05XMAS-HAM. 05XMAS-HAM. 5% discount extra on top of select items on this website. So go check that out. And if you're into the EcoFlow stuff, I've been using their stuff at the deer lease for the last 2 months. Of course, I've had it longer than that. You guys have seen some videos on this channel and on my other channel as well. I've been real, and in longevity wise, I've used them for several months. They've lasted, that's not a long time, but they have been held up well. I'm looking forward to using them quite a bit over the next year in 2024. So that's going to be, you're going to see more information on that too. So check that out. ecoflow.com, us.ecoflow.com, and then check out that. I'll put links to all this in the description below for those of you watching on Team Replay. So let's get to the really interesting stuff, and Merry Christmas to everybody. And look at this guy I dug up out of Idaho. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey, what's happening, my friend? Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, man. Oh, drinking the sugary drinks again.
Yeah, we got the it's like noon here, so I got the energy drink. Dude, I didn't get out of bed till 9 o'clock this morning, and that's unusual for me. I'm usually up earlier than that. I slept in this morning, and I don't know. I guess I texted my wife. I said, I just woke up. She's like, well, I guess you needed it. I guess I did. So it was like, anyway, but what's going on out there, man? What's the temperature out there?
Oh man, it's warm. It's
really
unseasonably warm. We went from about 19 degrees a week ago to 50 degrees today.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's crazy. You know, I've had, since hunting season started, first week in November, so about 6 weeks ago at this time, I've had 1 or 2 mornings where it's been below freezing, and every other morning it's been in the high 40s to low 60s. Like, it has not gotten cold up here yet, so that's just kind of the thing, I guess. But people say, does it get cold in Texas? It will. By February, we'll have some below freezing days, maybe a week or 2 of them, I don't know. But it hadn't happened yet here, so we'll see. We'll see where that goes.
Yeah. Well, January and February, those are normally our real cold months, and we usually get down to 5-6 degrees. It's cold. And I'm determined this year is going to be the first year since I've been in Southern Idaho at the Southern Idaho Command that I don't slip and fall on my ass on the ice.
Well, good luck with that to you. Hey, everybody needs to have goals, and that sounds like a really good one to me. Don't slip and fall. Whatever you do not slip and fall. Oh my goodness, that's funny. So, have you had any snow up there yet?
Yeah. Oh man, we had a ton of snow over Thanksgiving. I mean,
oh really?
Okay. Yeah, we thought, oh wow, we're in for snowmageddon this year.
Yeah.
But then it warmed up, everything melted, and I think I got one little tiny patch of snow up against the barn.
If we see snow at all, it'll be February before we see anything at all, I'm sure. But I forgot to start my fire. Hold on. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
I started the fire. Oh man. Special shout out to all the folks in green text today. YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys, your support of the channel here. So Bob, what's been going on? You want to tell everyone about your net that you have? Is that open to the public, or is it you said it's semi-local, but
I've got something that is buzzing. I don't know what it is. Oh, it might be my next door neighbor taking off.
Has he got a plane out there or something?
He's got a plane, and he just built a hangar. He's built an airstrip, and he just takes off. It just willy-nilly.
Oh gosh. Well, hey.
It's very cool. Yeah, my deal here. I started a couple of months ago. I started a new net.
Okay.
Some of you guys that may still be watching my channel might have noticed I started doing some more preparedness concentric kind of material. And so I started a thing, I call it the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. And let me see if I can't, find my other little deal, and I will, hang on. Crap. Give me a second. go to here, and yeah, there you go. I'm talking about all kinds of things prepper. We do this on Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. It's 1600 UTC for those of you that don't speak Mountain. Mainly on the Wires X room 40448, and on YSF, on the YouTubers YSF reflector 56026. And let me go back to here. And I hope that all came out. Did you see the graphics?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it looked good. Yeah, it
okay.
looked good. Looked
good. It's
So-
amazing. I could still control a few of Jason's things from here. It's almost as if I was a hacker of sorts.
Yep. Hey, it looked good. It looked really good.
I'm going to put up the next graphic says, don't watch Jason. Come watch me.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, you should be watching both, actually. But,
yeah.
So good.
So anyway, I've been doing that on Saturday mornings. That's been taking up some of my time. And then I've gotten lazy. I just haven't posted anything. I don't know why. I'm not trying to keep up with the ham radio 2.0 anymore.
Yeah. Hey man, not everyone can just stop doing everything except making YouTube videos. So
I know. Isn't that crazy? That's, and that's the problem that I have always seen with YouTube. And it started years back. You and I, believe it or not, guys, Jason and I were usually within 1,000 subscribers of each other.
That's right. For a while,
for a long time, from about the time we both started doing YouTube videos. And then I took 2 weeks off. and YouTube punished me for years. They're still punishing me. And so now I don't care. I just don't care. And I've been posting a lot more on Rumble. So if you guys want to go see me on Rumble, and I speak my mind a little bit more on Rumble without fear of being censored on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, so one side note here. So Michael had a good point, and somebody's got a question for you, Bob. I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
So yeah, the email I sent out today announcing this live stream had the incorrect link for the giveaway. I did share the correct link for the giveaway. That was a bad on my part, guys. I'm sorry about that. So I shared the correct link for the giveaway here a second ago. Let me share it again, and I will pin it to the top of the chat. It's hamradio2.com/Christmas23. That's the link to the giveaway. So, and again, it was wrong in my email that I sent because I just made a mistake. So there it is right there. But sorry about that. You guys can go sign up there. All right, somebody James, okay, KH2SR said he had a really good prepper conversation on the phone last week. Everyone subscribed to his channel. I guess he's talking about you. Oh yeah, he says Bob and I. So KH2SR James is in the chat.
Yeah, Quirky QRP.
That's right. That's right. So I gotta fix that. There, that's better. So yeah, he frequents the live stream sometimes. So I almost bought that journal, James, last night. I got your email about the journal with the band plan on the outside of the book. That was pretty cool. I keep a journal like that I write in sometimes because sometimes I forget what I'm thinking about. so yeah, that's okay. Rumble is a great platform. People are talking about Rumble. What is the link? Let's pull up Bob's Rumble page real quick. And
it's rumble.com/K6UDA.
Well, of course it is.
I make it simple.
Right,
and for those of you that are bitching at me because I haven't traded in my 6 call, which is almost a badge of shame, for a 7 call. I did want to get a 7 call, and I wanted to get like a 1x2 or a 2x1, but I'm kind of branded with the K6UDA thing. So
yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. All right, so Rumble's a little bit different. It's rumble.com/user/K6UDA. So here's a link for everybody in there. What's up, Charlie? Charlie's in the chat. Red Summit RF. I saw Mike in there, K8MRD. What's up, guys? Hope you guys are I know Mike is staying warm because it's not cold in Texas yet. Charlie, I don't know what the weather is like out there for you, bud, but thanks for joining us today. So, yeah. So 521 followers on Rumble. That's not bad.
No, not bad.
For that platform, that's pretty good. And see, you're getting comments. I'm looking at you got 15 comments on that last one, and that's the one I commented on, I think. And oh, K6UDA Guns and Ham Radio is the name of the channel over there. So, oh yes, K6UDA Guns.
Because if I said that on YouTube, they would freak out and demonetize me and turn me into the FBI.
Oh goodness, yeah. So that is the link to it right there. I guess is that all it looks like it's all your ham radio stuff plus some other stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's all the same
There's
channel.
a little bit of both. I do.
Okay.
There's the K6UDA channel, and then I figured out how to make channels within channels, and I don't understand exactly why, but I called it K6UDA Guns and Ham Radio.
Yeah. It's a little bit, yeah, you can make, it's like you have an account on Rumble, and then under that account, whatever your account name is, K6UDA, you can make different channels and have different channels with different themes under that one account. So it's different than YouTube, obviously.
Yes.
But I've got, here's the K6UDA one. Okay, yeah, that's where we were a second ago. So, interesting. Yeah, it's a little bit, it's definitely different over there. But I post all my stuff to Rumble. I've been posting my stuff to Rumble for a long time. In fact, Rumble has a thing where you can set up and connect auto sync to your YouTube channel, so everything that gets posted on YouTube gets posted on Rumble. And I went to look at my Rumble account 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, man, it hadn't posted anything in like a month. And I post 2 to 3, 4 new things a week. And so I emailed Rumble support, and I said, hey, what's going on with this? And they said, oh, the tool is broken. And then they fixed it for me. And nice. so it was I mean, it was pretty quick when they have it fixed. So hats off to their support staff for doing that. So it was just all through email and whatnot.
Yeah, they are, from what I hear, pretty responsive. I haven't reached out to them. I haven't had a chance to. Yeah.
I think that's probably the only time I've done it that I recall. I don't remember doing it any other time, but yeah. Ham Radio 365. What's Rumble? Rumble's like it's a different video platform, similar to YouTube, but different. But a lot of these platforms, when and I don't want to get into a big political thing here, so you can agree with this or not, and that's fine. But some people think that YouTube squelches. Let's use a radio term, shall we? Some people think that YouTube squelches conservative channels and voices and whatnot. Steven Crowder himself has got his channel like suspended a few times. So Rumble and a few other platforms are more of what they like to refer to themselves as a free speech platform. So you can get on there and say pretty much anything you want to as long as it's legal. But yeah, so it's an alternative to YouTube, and it's probably the best one that's out there, really, because it's growing pretty good right now. I like to post my stuff over there so that I have a backup. In fact, little short story here, guys. I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but 2 or 3 years ago, Callum, the DX Commander, he got his YouTube account deleted, basically, turned off by YouTube for reasons that he did not know. Now, I think he figured out later what it was. But people were like, well, what about, I love this video about how you did this and how you did this. Well, he was posting his stuff to Odyssey, which is kind of another platform like Rumble. And so now all of his videos that were on YouTube that were removed because his account snafu were on Odyssey. So it's like, well, I've still got all that stuff. It's still up on another platform. It's not lost. So that's kind of why I started using some of these alternative platforms, is to have a backup system should anything ever happen. I've never heard about I've never heard about the YouTube just turning your channel off for no reason at all. Usually they try to contact you first. But I know a couple guys on TikTok that got their channel turned off, just nothing, silence, boom, channel's gone. It's like, oh my gosh. So I don't think YouTube's quite that bad. I don't think. But,
yeah, they are.
But you never know. I mean, you never know. So, yeah. What you have to remember is that all these platforms don't belong to us. They give us free accounts that they do not owe to us. So, to a certain degree, you know, I fully support them doing whatever they want to with their own platform. You know, but you know, I think they should be a little bit more even keeled about it. But that's, again, I'm not gonna get into a whole big thing here. But Rumble's a good alternative, and if you like different types of content and whatnot. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what, you know, I love the free speech aspect of Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
What is not great about Rumble right now, at least, is the wealth of information.
Mm-hmm.
You know, YouTube, if you want to learn how to do something, almost anything in the world, there's a YouTube video about it. And as long as people don't post other stuff, you know, other than the political stuff or the, you know, I've been censored over here stuff and I want to say it over here,
Right.
you won't have that on Rumble, and people won't go to Rumble as a default. Now I'm going to Rumble as a default. And I look for stuff. And then when I can't find it there, then I have to go to YouTube and find it over here. But I'm posting my ham radio stuff over there. I'm also posting my 2A stuff over there. And I think this coming year, I'm going to be posting a little bit more on both platforms. About how do you say it?
I don't know. Preparedness. Okay.
Preparedness.
Okay. Preparedness. Yeah.
Being prepared, because I think I really believe that coming up in 2024, things are going to get crazy in this country.
Yeah.
If you think 2019 and 2020 were crazy with riots and this and that, I mean, they just came out, or they're coming out with a movie called Civil War. And I mean,
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, it just looks pretty good, actually. And then they just had another movie about a civil war that just showed up on Netflix, which was produced by Barack Obama. Yeah.
Okay.
I watched it because I just wanted to see, and really what it kind of tells me is Barack Obama knows some stuff that we don't know. And what it, I guess the producer or the director of the movie said, what he told me scared the, and
living daylights.
Yes. Yes. The living daylights out of it. And that should scare the rest of us if we're not thinking about it. So anyway, I'm kind of getting a little bit more serious, a little less, a little less K6UDA like, I guess, and a little bit more, hey, this is the real deal that's coming out. But, still, it's about ham radio. It's about communications, because that's kind of the thing that we do, which I think in a civil war, in a world where, they shut down the internet, and I don't think that that's beyond the realm of possibility, guys. I think that's very much within the realm of possibility. They shut down the internet. We get hit by an EMP and get knocked back into the 1850s without their technology. things like ham radio, we will become the masters of communication
Oh,
throughout
yes.
the land.
Yes.
We will be the guys.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
I
you
don't,
need to be able to stay alive in order to
yeah.
be that guy.
Right. Right. And I don't know if you guys have Bob, I don't know how much, if you're into like reading novels and fiction and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
But this, and so maybe you've read this then. But this book here, I started this book series a while back, and I got 6 or 7 books into it. It's like got 12. I think he just came out with like book 13, so it's still going. It's called Going Home. He writes under the pseudonym of A. American. I forget his name, but I actually met this guy at a Self-Reliance Expo in Irving, Texas about 5 or 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just a down-to-earth guy. We talked about deer hunting, whatnot. Not a big deal, but this is a good series. And one of the reasons, and I'll be honest with you, the main reason that I bought this book, I bought the first 2 books from him at that show. He signed them. They're paperbacks. He signed them for me. And then I bought the 4 or 5 after that, something like that. But he's talking because I was at that Self-Reliance Expo doing a presentation about ham radio, and I was talking to him. He goes, "Hey, I saw what you said." He goes, "There's a bunch of ham radio in my book series, and they use like Yaesu FT857s with roll-up wire antennas to quickly deploy in the field and communicate with one another after this outage happens." And it's fiction, okay? It's fiction. It's not Doomsday Prepper. There's going to be zombies coming out of the trees type fiction, but it is fiction. So I think it's a good series. I'll put a link to that in the chat, but it's fun to read. I need to pick that back up again because I read like the first, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them, and then I put it down. I've got the 7th and 8th book. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Prepper Library. Okay.
So
what's this?
This
then?
last weekend, this was the topic of the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. Was building a prepper library. Now, this book right here in the front, you'll see are these 2 books that are on that thing. 1 Second After and Patriots. Those 2 books are what woke me up.
Really?
Got me thinking, holy crap, we need to start doing something. We need to start doing something a lot more than what we are now. And if you haven't read those 2 books, I highly recommend 1 Second After. That will change. It was written 10 years ago or so.
Okay.
Absolutely plausible. Everything in that book is absolutely plausible as to what could happen in an EMP.
Yeah.
Patriots by James Wesley Rawls. That is a novel, but it's kind of almost like a textbook.
So I'm looking it up on Amazon. It's called the Darkness Trilogy, EMP box set book 1 or something like that. That by Harley Tate. Is that the right thing? Is that the same thing? No, that's something different. Okay, so I searched for 1 Second After, and it looks like the same cover, but they're slightly different. 1 Second After trilogy. So there's
4 books in the 1 Second After.
Okay.
By William Forst.
Yeah, Forst Chen or something like that.
Yeah, and I don't have his name in front of me. But is
it a novel? Is it fiction or is it?
It's fiction.
Okay.
It's all fiction. And and 1 Second After deals with the day the EMP goes off.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating. It's like from that day, boom, everything goes out and everybody's on foot. And what happens and how this small town and more importantly, this neighborhood deals with it in the days and weeks and months after. And then there's 1 year after, which is the next book. And that deals with a whole new kind of line of things that are going on. 5 years after, And then I'm reading one now called The Final Day.
The Final Day, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's, 4 books in that series. The Patriots series, that was 3 books. And now James is working on a whole new thing having to do with the Middle Eastern terror organizations. I probably just got you demonetized.
Well, we're talking about fiction books here, everybody. Talking about fictional literature. So it's all good.
Lordy.
So is this true? Because KD9WXO is saying unplugged boat anchors will survive an EMP, but they have tubes in them.
Tubes will not get fried in an EMP, from what I understand. It's capacitors. What the EMP does is it overloads the capacitors in everything. And what's funny is, they've got these devices, EMP shield. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, well, if things that aren't on and things that aren't plugged in or have batteries, if they're going to get zapped because, the energy is now in the air, how does the EMP shield stop it? And I'm actually talking to the EMP shield people.
Okay.
I want to try to get them on my show to explain it. And
yes, it's a good idea.
The problem with things like the EMP shield is you can't test it in real world
I know it.
conditions.
I was just thinking that. I was like, so it'll work, but I mean, how do you really know?
And if it doesn't work, and if it, and if everything gets blown out in the EMP, you can't get a hold of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Can I get a warranty on this bag that did not protect my? That's funny. I know. That's what. So I did a video a while back about there's a company called Faraday Defense, and they make legit Faraday cages to go that you can like build into a room in your house or around your ham shack even or something like that. They're pricey, but they They make bags and packs and cell phone blocking or signal blocking pouches for your phones and for your laptop and whatnot. So I bought one of their bags, and I put a Baofeng inside of the bag. I had two radios, and I, both on 6.52. And I did this on my channel, and this was been 3 or 4 years ago now. So I keyed up the radio and said, okay, this is what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's transmitting and receiving. And I put the receive radio in the bag and rolled up the bag. And then I stood right next to the bag, and you could still kind of hear it because I was literally standing next to the bag. It was kind of garbled, but you could still kind of hear it. I walked 5 feet, 5 steps back behind it and keyed up my radio, and you couldn't hear it anymore. And I had the video camera sitting right there next to the bag. And I'm like, and a separate microphone on myself, but and I'm like, okay, so if you're standing next to the EMP device, then this bag's probably no good. But signal blocking and EMP are really kind of 2 different things. So does it block signals? Yes. Can you travel and put your phone and laptop in here and keep people from tracking you? Yes, because it blocks the GPS signal. Great. And the cell phone signal.
Yeah, I have one of these little guys that I'm testing right now.
Similar to that. But is that going to block an EMP? Yeah, like you said.
There's no weapons-grade EMP.
Right, yeah. There's no way to
China
test that.
blows off, or Russia blows off, or the Democrats blow off.
Let's key that down. But you're right about I've always wondered about testing it. I'm like, okay, where can I buy a very, very small nuclear weapon so that I can blow it up and see if an EMP destroys my device?
Well, but then if it's a very, very small nuclear weapon, you have to blow it up like at about 50 feet.
Right. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, that will, it's a good question. That would be an interesting
monetization.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be an interesting interview from those EMP Shield guys. If you do that, let me know. I will definitely watch that.
I am working on it.
Okay.
I'm as curious as the next guy, because
Yeah.
if it'll, I mean, if they could convince me that their product is going to absolutely block or save your equipment, I'll buy it and I'll plug it in. And then if it doesn't work, you won't hear from me either.
I know it. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Let's see.
Man, I've got YouTube up on one side. I'm trying to get into the chat, and then I've got all these guys over here in the, the chat thing. Do you have like some special super secret chat room that?
I'm just watching the YouTube chat. I don't even have the. You mean like the?
It hasn't moved in.
Yeah, I'm just watching the chat directly on YouTube. That's what I use. I use Restream. In fact, if anyone here is watching from Twitter, now called X, if anyone here, because I got an email from Restream yesterday and it said we've upgraded our chat preferences on X, and I always stream to my Twitter account. So if you're watching from Twitter, put a note in the chat. Let me know how it's working for you.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So some new where you can live stream to Twitter. You've always been able to do that, but now they have something where you can actually chat during the live on a live chat on the live stream on Twitter, and it'll come through.
Oh yeah, because
Restream.
Tucker Carlson's doing that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
A fairly substantial show, maybe a little bigger, maybe a little bigger than ours.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, he doesn't talk about ham radio nearly enough though, but.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. If you don't have a Yaesu radio, or you don't have a hotspot, and you can't, and you want to, check into my to the net, I am live streaming it every week.
Okay, every Saturday.
Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, 1600 UTC.
Okay.
Jason is worried about Bob saying the word Democrat, but then says nuclear device himself. Yeah, well, hey,
we're talking about fiction books here, guys.
Somebody's got
to
call the FBI.
Yeah. Backcountry Adventure says, I'm watching over on X and nothing in the chat. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, it's like my chat.
I'm not sure how that works.
Window is just locked up.
Is your chat? Which chat are you watching? YouTube?
Well, on the side of YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just refresh the page. Sometimes mine will do that, but mine still go. I pop out my chat so I can see it a little bit better. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, let me pull this up here.
Don't forget you're a I'm a moderator. Ooh, look at that. Okay. Nothing in the chat on X, huh?
No. I don't understand how you can. Let me mute that. Put that there. Full screen. I don't want to do full screen. Picture in picture. Yeah, I don't see where that. There's a place to comment on the video, but I don't see where the chat is. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look at that some more. That's just
I love this. If you're not on the FBI watch list by now, what have you been doing with your life?
That's awesome. Yeah. That's great.
I'm probably on several lists.
Yeah. Now I see people coming in from X, and I'm not sure. There's Corey. There's Educational Cyber Playground. There's Silent 45 Auto. I don't understand where you guys are putting those chat messages, though. I would like to know that.
Please don't get me demonetized. This is how I pay my bills.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I like the guys that come by the for viewers. Where is this? I'm looking around. I like these guys that come by the channel. I posted a screenshot in my Instagram the other day that went on Facebook as well. And they were like, yeah, Dad, I won't get a ham radio license because I don't want my information being given to the FCC. And I'm like, dude, unless you have no driver's license, no passport, no electric bill in your name, no mortgage, guess what? I'm surprised if someone really wanted to, if the government, I'm saying if the government wanted to do something nefarious and track you down and come knock on your door or kick your door in about something, guess what? They're going to go to the IRS website to get your information, which has got a lot more information than FCC ever even thought about having. So yeah.
The excuse of I'm not going to get a ham radio license because I'm not going to be on the government list.
Right. Yeah.
It's
ridiculous.
Yeah. As James says, I am the list. Yeah, you're on some list. And if you're on the left, if you're a communist, lefty, whatever, you're on a list too.
Yeah.
That list though is just right now, that's like, oh, you get a pass for the moment until we decide to flip the script.
Right. Right. True. Yeah. How do you pop the chat out though? It's when you click on your live, it pops up with a chat. And mine didn't pop up with the chat. I'm playing it on Twitter right now, and it didn't pop up with a chat. Hold on.
Huh. Interesting. I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, I got
like way too many things open though right now, and I really don't want to go open another one at the moment.
Right.
But
yeah.
I'm going to, guys, on my K6UDA. Now I also have another one that I'm a little more subversive with.
More subversive, huh?
Yeah, a little bit more. But on my X channel, or X channel? I don't have an X channel.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get one?
Twitter?
Yeah,
do you ever have a Twitter account?
I do have X. Yeah.
X is Twitter then.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you have a Twitter account, then you have X. That's not.
Well, I don't have a channel though.
Well, it doesn't. It just streams to your account, so you can do live streaming on Twitter now.
I want to start my own network. I think I could make billions.
Huh. Oh wow, sheesh. Yeah, well, good luck to you. Capitalism at its best, man. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Gray Man Poda, I'm only seeing people who comment on the X chat, show in the X chat. Nothing from YouTube is showing up. Okay, but I can't even see the X chat. I don't know where you guys are seeing that because I have the X chat playing in a different window right now, and I'm looking at it. In fact, I guess I could share that. Hold on. I'm looking at the X chat, but I don't see that. So
okay. So Roy is asking, hey, I haven't Anytone 878. Oh,
okay.
I have an Anytone 878. How can I get on the Idaho Preparedness net? All right, two ways you can do that. If you have a hotspot, an open spot, a Pi Star, whatever, you can go on YSF, set that up for YSF, and go find the YouTuber's channel or whatever it is on YSF. And that'll get you in. Or you could go on K6UDA YouTube and live stream it, or watch the live stream. I'll do the live streaming. You could do the watching of the live stream. And that's where I'm telling you, more of the interaction, more of the comments, more of the ideas. And this net is not about me talking. It's about everybody sharing information and building a community. And I'm kind of a little more Idaho concentric because that's where I live. These are the people that I'm going to have to build alliances with, deal with, trade with, whatever, in the coming insurrection.
Possible.
How many other buzzwords can we get into?
I don't know. I know that's
stream?
yeah. I mean, I did this. I invited Bob onto the show to talk about Christmas, and guess I mean, this is why I don't invite Bob into the show very often. But yeah,
okay, let's talk about Christmas.
No,
everybody enjoy Christmas because this may be your last one. The rapture is coming.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy.
Okay,
that's great. Yeah. Have a nice day.
Due to technical difficulties.
Yeah, beep. If you see this,
the Jason and Bob show will be canceled from here on out. They'll be spending time in lovely Camp Fed.
Oh my goodness. I really, this was not the direction I was wanting the live stream to go today, but I'm laughing right along with you, man. I'm laughing right along with you. So, oh my goodness.
we got 15 minutes left. We can talk about Christmas.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, here you go. Grayman Poda. Can Bob get me a deep discount on the IC705? There you go, man. There's a ham radio related question.
Deep discount. I would love to get you a deep discount on an IC705. I don't control that.
Right.
But
yeah,
I could call HRO and say, hey, can you give Grayman Poda a deep discount?
Right.
Hey,
right. Yeah.
I'll bet none of your other live streams have had you laughing this much.
Not in a long time. Yeah, it's been a while. I will have to. I may send you a PayPal invoice. Depending on if I do get demonetized, because, No, it's all.
Well,
it's
we
all
haven't
good.
said
Yeah.
the 7 dirty words yet.
No, we haven't. Oh my goodness, that's too funny.
So, what are your favorite things for Christmas this year? What, Jason? Tell me.
You know what? Well, you know what? Okay. So I found. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and share this. I wasn't planning on sharing this, but it's not a big secret. I was just wasn't really part of the agenda today. But this guy, okay, give me a second to pull this up. So speaking of prepping, okay, and not in a political sense, I think that prepping is there's a channel out there called The Sensible Prepper. It's a pretty good show. Cliff, the Urban Prepper, I've had him on a live stream before. He's a really he's in Seattle. He's a really down to earth dude. He's a nice guy to talk to. So I think prepping can be a buzzword and kind of looked down upon. You're like, oh yeah, you guys think that zombies are going to take over the world tomorrow. Well, there's all kinds of preppers, from very sensible economic preppers to guys who think the world's going to burn down tomorrow. There's a long list of variable combinations in between that. So I've been doing a little bit of, and I don't know why this channel won't load. I've been doing a little bit of research into that myself, and I found this guy who's actually near to me, and I want to know if any of you guys have seen this guy's channel. This guy's called Marine X. That's the name of his YouTube channel. It's about half the size of my channel, but I don't care about that. He's got some really good information on it. Here he is right here. And I think mostly what he does is like EDC stuff. Like EDC stuff for all kinds of situations. EDC vehicle, EDC bug out bags, EDC get home bags. And he did one, let's see. I'm trying to find it. He did one a while back, maybe a month and a half ago, something like that. And I don't remember how it came across my feed, but it came across my feed sometime, and I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. I started watching his channel, and I realized that he's somewhere in East DFW, somewhere in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But he had a 3-day, not a 3-day. He had a get home bag that he was building, right here. This is it right here. So the Urban Get Home Bag DIY, build it before it's too late. I think what he meant with that was the bag itself was
before
like
you
going
need it.
Yeah. And well, I think he was talking about the bag, but still, it could have been. Who knows? But I'm going through this, and I'm like, dude, this is great information, just overall. But I'm going to take this, I'm going to put a spin on it, and I'm going to say, hey, this is what I will keep. And I have bought about 80% of these items that he's talking about in this video right now. Mm-hmm. And he I was like, I'm going to put my own spin on this. There's 2 or 3 of the items that I'm like, well, I've already got that, or I don't really think I want that. But I'm going to put a radio aspect into mine, because if you get the theme behind this bag, this specific bag is, hey, if you break down somewhere within like 2 or 3 hours of home, and you have to walk home, you call somebody, they're not there. You're like, if it's the middle of the night, you're like, I need to get home. What are you going to do? You're going to walk home, and what are you going to have with you as to survive the elements if it's bad weather, raining, cold, whatever. And he talks about how the fact that he goes into this bag twice a year, once in the spring, once in the fall, and he trades out his summer gear for winter gear and vice versa. So
that's sensible.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
A get home bag is indispensable, because you get stuck. I used to live in Northern California. We were up by Lake Tahoe. Yeah. The roads get shut down all the time in the winter.
Right. Yeah.
And you could be stuck in a line of cars, can't go back, can't go forward, and you're sitting there for 5-6 hours in the car. Mm-hmm. It's 20 degrees outside. It's snowing like nobody's business. And what are you doing to keep yourself alive?
Right.
Right. Or like, hey, the EMP goes off and everybody's cars die. And even if yours doesn't, because you have an EMP shield.
Yeah.
How do you get around this sea of wrecked cars all over the road? Buy a Jeep, number one.
Yeah. We had a situation in Texas like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was due to
the ice storm thing?
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that time. It was about a year or two before that, and it was, I forget the reason why. It was cold outside. It had been in North Texas. It doesn't snow nearly as much as it either sleets or has freezing rain. So once the freezing rain hits the ground, it becomes ice. We have ice on the streets many more times than we have snow here. Snow tires really don't do anything, because on ice they're ice
skates.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it was one of those times where, and I forget the situation that caused this, but people were stuck on Interstate 20 down in Dallas or Fort Worth area, I think, and they had to spend the night there in their cars because the roads were impassable. And I'm like, how are you? I'm like, put it in 4-wheel drive and do some off-roading, dude. How are you stuck on the road? I don't understand this. And I wasn't down there. I don't know, but I don't know, but but that would have been a terrific situation to where you could have had a get home bag and walked home. It was only like, I wasn't down there. I wasn't stuck in it. I was just hearing about this on the news. But yeah, no, I think you're right. It's a great thing to have handy to you, I think.
Yeah. Well, and people have had this negative connotation of prepping,
Yes.
And correct. I think a big part of it was that show Doomsday Preppers.
Yes.
It was on whatever,
Discovery or somebody or like that. Yeah.
And they purposely made everybody look like a crazy, I'm prepping for the zombie apocalypse.
Right. Yeah.
To put away a little bit of food, a little bit of water, a little bit of everything,
right,
is kind of smart. What if you lose your job? What if COVID 2.0 hits?
Yes.
They shut down all the grocery stores again.
Yes. Yeah.
Or you can't buy toilet paper.
Yeah.
it's kind of nice to have a little bit, not be in a panic, saying, oh my Lord, I'm going to run out of food tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I can't go to McDonald's.
Right.
Stuff my face.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It's that's kind of what I was talking about on my live stream last Sunday. I was talking about preparing for winter, and it was just basically preparing for short power outages and preparing for cold. So that kind of thing. So it's kind of like it's just kind of one of those things where it's better to it's like and if you're a Second Amendment supporter, handgun owner, you probably have heard this before. It's better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. So it's kind of like one of those things. And it doesn't have to be about any big conspiracy theory. It doesn't have to be about any zombie apocalypse, like you said. And it doesn't have to be about anything like that. It's just, being sensible about, preparing yourself for bad weather, tornadoes, hurricanes, natural disasters and that kind of thing. So cars break down.
Administration.
Yeah, I'd like to prepare myself for demonetization by not inviting Bob onto this channel again. That's a great idea. Andy says take a first aid class. That's a fantastic idea. I took a first aid class when I was in high school. I haven't done it since then, I'm sad to say. But yes, taking a first aid class is a great idea. Arrow Road Juster, 7-day reserve. So that's 7-day reserve is good.
I would say at the very minimum.
Yeah.
I could very easily get stuck in my house for more than 7 days.
Yes. Well, yeah, up there for sure. Yeah. I mean, hey, you know what? Let's face it. Texas was not prepared for that outage we had almost 3 years ago, because I've lived in Texas my whole freaking life. I can't remember ever that happening before. So like one time in every 50 years, that's going to happen. I mean, come on. It's not something you really prepare for, but it's probably a good idea to have at least something. So.
Yeah. And if you live in California, God help you.
Right, yeah.
Good luck.
Yep. Start buying gold. Yeah, I've heard that before too. I think
a little bit of gold, a little bit of silver, a little bit more silver than gold, I would say. And a little bit more lead.
Yeah.
Lead is the new gold.
Always invest in lead. I've been investing in lead my whole life as well, so.
Yeah.
Yep. But
so
cool,
what are you buying for Christmas? What ham toys are you excited about for Christmas?
I don't think I have any ham toys that I don't think I have any ham toys that I'm looking at for getting for Christmas. I am looking at some more battery systems and solar panels and that kind of thing. I have almost all the equipment I need to take my ham shack completely off grid. And not like EMP off grid, but just like disconnect it from the house and run it all on solar and battery. I'd like to do that with my whole house, but batteries are expensive when you're talking about enough batteries to run a whole house.
Yeah.
And so the ham shack's much smaller here. So I'm going to do a series of videos on getting the ham shack solar powered, battery powered off grid, and
It's a lot harder than, I was trying
There's
to
a lot more to it than that.
The backup out in Studio B.
Yep.
Which is the main ham shack. This is kind of, one radio and an FTM 400.
Yeah.
But, I got one of those, big lithium batteries. I've got it plugged in out there. And when I disconnect the grid power, man, that thing goes down to putting out about 0. So it's not a long-term. To me, I have a ways to go before it's a long-term fix.
Yeah. Yep. I have the what's the word? I have a unique situation where my ham shack is an actual building in my backyard. I've said this before. It's 150 square feet. It's a 10 by 15 building, and it's and I don't know how tall it is exactly. I haven't measured to the peak, but it's a separate. And when I built this ham shack years ago, I had an electrician come out and run a conduit from my breaker box in the house to a breaker box that's right there off camera. I have my own breaker box in the ham shack. I can turn it all off. So in that breaker box or next to it right there, I want to put a switch to switch back and forth between battery and main power, and that's what I'm going to do. And,
very cool.
It's much harder to do. The larger structures need more power. The more power you have, the more expensive it gets for batteries and solar and everything. The more room for solar panels you need. In this little building I'm in out here, I'm hoping it won't be too much of a challenge. But I'm going to have fun making videos, testing it and seeing what I think about it. So look forward to the day where I can do an hour-long live stream all on battery power. That'll be fun.
Ooh, how cool.
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah.
Hey, a couple of things I'm looking at in the comments. Question for Bob, 10 words or less. Opinion of the FTDX10. I love it.
Good.
That's
well
less
said.
than 10 words. And then it sounds like a lot of people are excited for the D75.
Yeah, D75. They're talking about
man, but what a hefty price tag. And I get inflation and everything.
Yes.
But we're knocking on the door of, let's say it, hyperinflation.
Hyperinflation. Ouch. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when I bought the D74, I think that cost me about you and I bought them when they first came out.
Yeah.
What about 600, 650-ish? Maybe?
I think it was $599 when I bought it, and I got a bit of a discount on mine, so I think I paid about $5.50.
Yeah,
but I think it was retailing right around $600 about that point.
I had just read something on a D75 Facebook group that it was supposed to be $770 is the the list price as of today. And that came from Don Arnold, who is a trusted source. When it comes to things, Kenwood.
Okay.
So I would say that that's a hefty price tag.
It's a hefty for a handheld.
For a handheld.
Yep.
Yes.
It sure is. Yep.
I mean, they do amazing as far as handhelds. They're an amazing little machine. But man, at that kind of price, I would be afraid to take it out of its box to handle it.
Right.
And I'd never take it outside.
Right. Yeah.
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 So
gosh.
Saw it for $699 supposedly.
Yeah, it's Christopher.
The D75 do all the digital modes? No,
not all.
It is a D-Star radio,
right?
And it does APRS, full flavored APRS.
And you can put it into digipeater mode.
Yes,
so it'll do APRS digipeating.
But I don't know if it's got a TNC built in.
I believe it does. The D74 had a built-in TNC.
And the D74 is some other kind of a thing. It's not a true TNC.
Well, it's got
you can't do the packet part of it.
Yeah, I think it. Okay, yeah, it they advertise it as having its own TNC, but I think it was a limited in some way. I've never used that feature of the D74, but it was advertised as having some sort of TNC ability. I don't remember right now.
It's TNC like,
but
it's not a modem. So
it's
not
right.
You can't hook your computer up to it and send out a message. I don't know if the D75 is going to have a TNC in it. I guess the D72 does.
Yeah, I think the D72 did.
Yeah.
And I think that the D72, someone said on a live stream a while back, I've never owned a D72, so I'm not sure. But somebody said a D72 had a digipeater in it also.
Yes.
So I wasn't aware of that.
Yes,
until
that
a
had
short
a
time ago.
digipeater, and the D75 is supposed to have a digipeater.
Yeah.
Grayman Poda asks, APRS or DPRS? Great question.
Yeah.
Because if you buy an ICOM radio,
Mm-hmm.
it uses a DPRS, which is it's like APRS, but it's only one way. The D74 and D75 both have full featured APRS.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
True APRS. Yeah.
It is true APRS.
And that's not new to Kenwood. They had a D710 mobile radio back in the day that did full featured true APRS in your 50 watts of APRS out of your mobile station. So, yeah. So, Camping and Ham Radio says it is a KISS TNC. I don't know what he's talking about, whether he's talking about the 74, 75. Quirky QRP says the D72 does have digipeater. I love mine. I should probably pick one of those up next time I see one used at a Hamfest. I see you can find them fairly regularly. The satellite guys love the D72 because it is full duplex.
Yeah.
Which the D74 and D75 are not full duplex, but the 72 was. So,
hey, you know what? What that does is it enables you and gives you a good reason to have two radios.
Yeah, true. Very true. Very true. Yeah. So, yeah, Moby Linked is a great TNC great for TNC use, small footprint and battery operated. Those things are a little pricey, but they're, I mean, if you're going to do a lot of packet or APRS or need a TNC on multiple bases, they're rock solid devices. Rock solid devices. So I have the latest. I think the TNC Moby Linked 4. I think it's a 4. Whatever the latest one is, I have that, and it does work well.
Oh, I haven't even played with that.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool devices.
Very nice.
But yep.
Good. Yep. Kenwood's been doing TNCs in a lot of their rigs for 30 years.
Yeah.
It's not new technology.
No, it's not. No.
Yeah.
Nope.
But it's kind of neat technology when you figure all the things that a D75 will do, including monitoring full HF with upper and lower sideband.
Correct.
W. Digital. Yep. So you could literally use the modulation under that digital mode in, I mean, provided it can pick up the signal, you can use that to feed WSJTX. Listen to it. You wouldn't be able to transmit though.
Right.
But there's a lot of I haven't seen anything this year for 2023 that really turned my screw as new technology is something really, really cool. I think now I'm more focused on the little things, the battery power, the solar panel technology, the off-grid stuff. Yeah, that's you and I are even. We haven't talked in a couple of months, and
no,
we're
it's
on
been a
the
while.
same page.
Yeah,
with a lot of stuff.
I've always thought, that not to get back into the political thing again, but there are people out there who are trying to make the whole EV and battery-powered industry this big political tool to try to do whatever they're trying to do. Solar power and battery power have existed in ham radio for like 2 decades, guys. I mean, it's not new technology. It is evolving technology. And if you go back and look at some of the presentations that were given at like Hamvention in the late 90s or early 2000s about solar, and you would watch those and you'd be like, wow, that's all it'll do. It was really cool back then. It's like going back and looking at the brand new computer that just came out in 2002. Well, it's going to look like a total
It's a dinosaur now.
compared to what's out today.
Yeah.
So the development and evolution of solar technology has been really fun to watch over the last 2 to 3 decades that I've been watching it. And I just like the technology. I think it's a very cool technology. I wish parties on both sides would quit politicizing it. I don't really care about any of that. I just care about cool technology that's because ham radios run on 12 volts and always have 13.8 volts, if you will.
Yeah.
And, radios have run on 13.8 volts for 100 years. So, well, maybe not quite that long, but, most of ham radio has, in the lifespan of ham, since ham radio was invented 100 years ago for ARRL, stuff had been running on 13.8 volts for the majority of that time. So it's not new technology, but it is fun technology to see how it grows. So
it is. And because we're the emergency communicator guys,
right,
we've got to be able to do this off grid for extended periods of time.
Yes.
And the solar energy and the battery technologies have enabled us to bring that really into its own. I mean, when I can walk out and I can operate POTA with a battery that fits in my hand,
right,
and run my 705 and 100-watt amp for 6-8 hours on a couple of little BioEnno batteries that big. I mean, that would have been 10 years ago. That was 2 car batteries wired in parallel.
right. Yeah. Yep. That is true.
But with that is also the other side of the coin, which is one of the big reasons I haven't put solar on my house, is the RF noise.
Yes.
Shit.
Yes.
My neighbors and they're, like a quarter mile away, and my noise level has gone up on 40 meters. I've got noise level on this side of my property where the DX Commander is. I went from an S2 noise level to an S5 or 6. Not great. And that was due. And I could tell you that happened the day they threw the switch on 50 new panels.
Oh, wow. Okay. So for sure that's what it is then.
Oh yeah. Cause I mean, it was like the day he threw the switch, boom, my noise level went up. Sheesh. Nothing I can do about it.
Does he have, or have you tried ferrites and chokes and whatnot, or?
I haven't needed to yet. And so now I'm going to start putting those in line.
Okay.
And seeing what I can do.
I wonder if putting those on the solar panels would help at all. If he was,
willing
to do that.
Probably not. Since, he just paid 60, 70 grand for a solar system.
Yeah.
156 panels at his house. Wow. 156 panels.
Ouch.
Holy crap.
He's got to be. Does he have a battery system too, or?
I don't know. This was, I'm talking KI4 MRC. Said he installed 156 panels on his house.
Oh, I missed
2016. That. Works great. 30% tax credit. Yeah. I would love to get the tax credit. I would love to get off the grid, or at least have the ability to get off the grid.
Right.
And still power everything. I'm just, I had a couple of companies come out, the same companies that did the neighbors, and I talked to them, and it was close to $100,000 for me to get the panels to run it, the inverter, and a battery wall, or the 2 battery walls to power the house. Then plus, what is that going to do to my ham radio experience?
Yes.
Which is important to me.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
Having power is yet more important to me. I get it. But if I can't operate ham radio. That's a big part of my life is ham radio. Big part of your life too.
Yep. Absolutely.
So
yeah.
We have to weigh those options.
So people are talking in the chat saying it's not the panels themselves that's making the noise, it's those cheap Chinese micro inverters on the back of the panels. And Off-Grid Homestead says, yes, ferrites in the solar panels, they can't interfere with radio, probably inverter charge controllers. And someone else said something about turning off the inverter should help. And inverters are noisy, that's true. So I wonder if there's cheap microcontrollers on the back of these solar panels, I wonder if there is a good alternative that you could trade those out yourself if you're a ham radio operator like Bob and I are and want to reduce the RFI level. If you could somehow modify your solar panels to get a quieter microinverter on the back of them, I wonder if that's a thing. But something that would
somebody makes a quieter microinverter.
Right. If there is such a thing.
I can't imagine that this right here on Ham Radio 2.0 is the very first time this subject has ever been broached.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever thought about that before.
No, not at all. No, this is a brand new topic.
Brand new topic.
We should have waited a week so we could say new for 2024. Yeah, no.
Quality microinverters.
Yeah. So, it's not so much the panels, it's the inverters. Yes, that's true. That's true. Well, that's something to look at. Something to look at for, and that honestly, that'd be an excellent series of videos. You know, how to put solar panels and inverters in your ham shack and on your house and make it to where they're not noisy as hell. So that'd be a thing.
Well, you know, I mean, it's also a big difference between putting a dozen solar panels, a dozen 200-watt solar panels on your shack.
Yes.
Or putting 50.
There's a difference there. 156.
Just a little bit.
156 panels.
156 panels.
Were they small panels, or did you just have a really, really big house?
Well, no, he has to charge his Tesla. Or 2 Teslas.
Yeah, 2 Teslas. Yeah. Sheesh. All right, guys. Hey, thank you for joining us today. I had fun. I mean, you know, I might regret it later on, but but I did have fun today, Bob. Appreciate you being on the show. I hope you have a
for having me.
Pleasant Christmas in Idaho. And this will be your second Christmas in Idaho, right?
Third.
Is it the third? Okay.
This is number 3 this year.
Number 3. Okay. So you know what to expect as far as weather goes and all that.
Yep.
So good. Okay. Hey, man, stay safe out there. I appreciate you being on the show today, and we will talk again soon. Mark your calendar. I don't know. You may have plans already, but our next Ham Radio Happy Hour is going to be a New Year's Eve live stream like I've done for the past 2 years. This will be year 3. We're gonna go live at 10:30 p.m. Texas time. And we're going to bring in the new year for the East Coast and then for Central Time Zone as well. So we'll be at least an hour and a half into that. And then are you on Mountain or are you?
I'm on Mountain.
You're on Mountain. I was thinking you're on Mountain Time. Okay, so you're an hour behind me. So I guess if we get enough interest in Mountain Time, maybe we'll go for an extra hour this year.
Hey,
so yeah,
might be.
If you're on,
try to get you demonetized again. I get 2 bites at that apple.
You never know, but yeah.
Remember, kids, Civil War, insurrection, hyperinflation,
right?
EMP shields.
Oh boy, we were talking about fictional books, guys. Fictional books sold on Amazon. So, yeah. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good afternoon. We will be live again tomorrow, and hope to see you then. So 73.
7-3.